small problem on my way here.
I get a text from Anna and she says, my tire is flat.
It's like this explosion and the car just starts wobbling.
And then sends me this picture of the tire completely disconnected from itself.
Look at this. Literally like popped all the way through. The car doesn't have a spare tire, so gotta get it towed.
But yet you were so calm about it.
Only thing I regret is that I didn't grab my book when I left this morning. I travel for a living. I travel so much that it's just a numbers game and things go wrong and you can't do anything about it.
When I heard your voice on the voice note today, the word that came to mind was resilience. Like, you seem like a really resilient person. And I was curious, like, do you think that resilience, does it come from climbing? Were you always like that?
That's a tricky question because I would like to think that maybe it was always there and just climbing's helped me like untap it a little bit more.
All right, let's get climbing some stuff. Have you done this green V6 over here?
No. Although I don't know if my fingers are ready for it.
Oh, okay.
You know what, I'll hop on and I'll just hop off if they're not ready.
Oh God.
Oh!
Okay, all right. Let's try that again.
What goes through your mind typically after a fall?
Right now, what I'm thinking is, ow, that hurt my knee. And I must have not been focused enough. Like, I think, especially at the beginning of a session, I sometimes like forget to focus on, like I'm still in like a very like head in the stars mentality. I just love the gym so much that I'm just like, wow, boulders. And sometimes you actually need to focus. Sometimes I'm also like, maybe the beta's wrong or I don't know, we'll see. I really don't want to fall again there. Well, okay, that's fine.
You had the right beta, you just gotta...
I know, I'm like...
The next hole's good, so just... There you go, there you go. Well done.
Woo! All right.
Well done.
Thank you. All right, what's next?
Okay, what's
Point
next?
me to the next one. This is great.
Okay, well, so let's see. There is this other yellow V7. I've heard it's chill. Well, I don't know if I've heard it's chill, but it definitely looks like much more crimpy, you know?
Yeah, okay, let's do this. I still don't think I'm like fully warmed up, but we're just jumping into it. Okay.
Yeah, sorry that right now you're the only one who's like climbing. I'm just holding a camera.
That's a-okay.
So when you're on the climb, you feel like your body's telling you what to do?
Yeah. Yeah, my mom was like, how do you know what to do? Like, do you think about it? And I think roughly about what to do, but my body is, it's like, it tells me so much. And I feel like I'm very intuitive. Like I'm intuitive with how I eat and my food. I'm intuitive with when I need to sleep. And that's why I think I struggle so much with things that like aren't my style, because intuitively, like I feel like I don't know how to read the signals yet. Whereas like on things that are more vertical or climb more vertical, climb more technical, I feel like for that one, I was like, oh, my body wants to be this way, so I'm gonna put my leg that way and things are just gonna work. Like it feels like I'm kind of flowing.
Casual.
I like had to figure out the beta there for a second.
The good thing is I feel like I got an answer to my eearlier question. Remember earlier? And I was like, wait, so like how strong are you? And the answer is, yeah, the answer is very strong. Very strong. Pro climber. It's kind of funny because you're like, oh, I'm not warm. Then you flash the V7.
Yeah.
But earlier you jumped on the V4. You're like, oh, I'm not warm. I'm going to leave this alone. But you probably would have just crushed it. The green one.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not ready for that.
In my mind, I was like, I think you were ready for that. That one actually has a really cool rose move in it. So what is it?
Oh, you know what? I didn't see this hold. So I was thinking it was a big move and I was like, I don't know if my shoulders are ready for that big.
Yeah, I was like.
You know what I mean? Like the warmth was almost because I thought it was gonna be dynamic, and you know how sometimes you're not ready for like.
Yeah, because I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh, I don't know. She seems like she's like ready for that.
That was like, for for me, those are still open hand, kind of decent crimps. And I was like, oh, and they're like, it looks like everything's pretty static. Like there's no out of control like shoulder.
Yeah.
So I missed this, so I thought it was just kind of like a jump, and I don't like to jump right into those.
That makes sense, that makes sense. There is a really cool jump over there that I'll show you if you want to get jumpy.
Oh gosh, do I?
This one, I found in the past the rose move felt pretty uncontrolled for me.
Let's go. Oh, this is so cool. Oh my god. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Nice.
Like, where's the next foot? Oh, it's a hand.
You got it.
It's a fun one.
That looks
I feel
so
like setting a
good.
V4 rose move is top level setting.
That was beautifully executed. I love climbing with other people and like trying the climbs they try, because we always seek out different climbs, and it's really nice to just like have someone motivated to do the thing that maybe you're not so motivated for.
She said, it's a V4, but here's some V9, baby.
I kind of didn't see the hold over the corner, so I thought it was going to be like
Oh yeah, I missed that
a
too.
bigger reach.
I've climbed it like 3 or 4 times, and I also forgot
That's why I
entirely
like put
about it.
my heel up. Like I said earlier, I'm such a specific climber that when it's my style, I think I do it pretty well, and when
Yeah.
it's not, I don't.
So why?
I'm working on that. I'm working on being all-rounded. I'm like trying so hard, but it's just not like natural to me to do overhanging climbs and like short, powerful things. It's just not like it's not my comfort zone.
Yeah, yeah. Like, how about bouldering in general? Like, do you enjoy, like, if it's like a slab boulder?
Yeah.
You
I
enjoy
like
it?
Yeah,
Okay,
and I
okay,
enjoy
cool.
it all. It's just like, you can't really compare like what I climb on my style with what I climb not on my style.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes there's this pressure that I should be good at all of climbing because I'm supposed to be a pro.
Yeah, why aren't you good at everything?
I know, like,
what are
why
you
can't-
doing? Why are you being human?
And like, even with these videos where it's like, pro climber does this, and then I get so many comments, and I think I told you about this, where
Yeah.
it's like, she's no pro, like look how bad she is at indoor climbing, and I'm just like, you guys, like there's so many ways to be a pro climber,
Yeah.
and it's not always indoor bouldering comp style. Like,
So I've noticed that people do this on the internet. So you people of the internet, stop doing this. People will compare their highest lifetime send
Yeah.
to somebody else's like lowest lifetime fall. And they just want to like,
Oh.
and so I've actually like encountered at the gyms like other pro climbers who are super, super strong, and they're like struggling on a V6 because they're practicing. Like, and it's
Yeah.
not about what you do when you practice. It's like what you can do when you're actually performing.
especially because it's so important to be able to practice in a way that stimulates growth mindset.
Yes.
And it's like a mantra that I try to repeat to myself every time I'm in a gym. I'm like, you are where you are, you know? So like, I'm just gonna do as best as I can do, and that's as best as I can do. So if I'm projecting a V5, like, that's where I am. Like, that's not like, I should be doing better. It's like, no, I just need to like accept, embrace, and like have that growth mindset.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just not gonna grow.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that like every time I'm in a gym, I'm just like, whatever you do today, that's the best you've got. Like, you got this.
So I'm curious, was there ever a time in your journey where you struggled with like unrealistic expectations, negative self-talk? Yeah, I figured. Like, how have you dealt with those things, that like kind of emotional, mental perspective, like not being too critical, overly perfectionistic?
I've struggled with this a lot, and it's still something I'm working through and working on, but it's gotten so much better, and I have so much more self-confidence. And I think there's a few elements to this, and one of them is like that mantra, like I said, like, look, I'm where I am, and that's enough.
Yeah.
You know, that's okay. And then also kind of in my mind, making sure I have other buckets that I'm filling in my life. So I have my creative bucket. I love to make films. I like to do the whole creative side of things. I really like content creation. I really like climbing, and then I like art. I like reading. I like picking up new hobbies. I like being social with friends. And there's just like so many ways that I can fill my life up to make sure that climbing isn't like the make or break. Like, if I have a bad climbing day, I feel like, okay, that's a bad day. It's not like a reflection on my entire life, and it's not like I'm a bad climber, therefore I'm a bad person. And it sounds so extreme, but like, if you're a professional climber and you start identifying as that, suddenly you're like, is that like, what do I do with that? Like, what do I do with that title? What do I do with that feeling? Is this supposed to be better?
Yeah.
So just working on that.
So when when people started like seeing my videos on Instagram. So when I started climbing, I was not athletic at all. I was purely a professional filmmaker, and I wanted to find a way to like be healthier. And so I loved climbing. And then when people started watching my videos, what I found was that I started being like, oh, I need to be better because these other people are watching me.
Yeah.
And when I was being human and falling off hard climbs, I felt like a bad person. So when you're talking about that, you're like, it sounds dramatic. I'm like, it doesn't sound dramatic. I've been through that. And it robbed it has robbed like so much joy from like my climbing pursuit. And I'm still trying to learn to recenter and be like, hey, you have so many other things in life that you care about. Like, grow as a climber, do what you have to, but also don't measure your worth as a human like that.
Exactly. I think actually being on YouTube really helps because in my videos, at least I hope what you can see is that I'm falling, I'm goofing off, like I'm not taking myself too seriously. And then sometimes I turn it on and I try to do these big projects.
Yeah.
And I think it's really good to have all of the balance and be like, yeah, like I'm gonna goof off on this thing, I'm gonna fall a lot, and just like showing all of my imperfections in a way that is humanizing. And I really strive to have people not dehumanize me when they see me and just maybe more relate to what I'm doing and say, hey, look, I'm just kind of like you.
I think what's interesting is those same people who are like being critical towards you, I think it's probably an overflow of how hypercritical they are with themselves. And I feel like when we do a better job of humanizing ourselves and giving grace to ourselves, we actually overflow in that grace towards others, which just makes the world a better place.
Yeah.
So everyone can learn from that.
Yes.
Let's jump on some boulders.
Well, let's do it, let's climb.
This has turned into a therapy session.
I kind of want to try this red one too.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? It looks kind of cool.
Here we have a V8 set by Zoe. Brilliant cross.
You got it, come on. Come on, that's it. Let's go, come on. Come on, come on. Wow! Woo!
Okay, that was a good. I got my hands mixed up. It was not the. I don't think that was the intended way to do it, but I stuck through and I went for it anyways because I had no choice. When the setters set climbs and they're really like thoughtful when they set, they want to force you into emotion, and like most setters kind of have an idea of how to climb it. And so I like when my foot's up high, I like to kind of sink in and see, okay, where can I go from this foot? And just to kind of be aware that this is not like a rock outside. When you're inside, there's kind of an idea, and just to like kind of tap into maybe what the setter's thinking and what they kind of want you to do. And you can always try to break the beta and do other ways, especially if you know your body, like, oh, I can put my foot there, like for sure. But it's nice to like remember that people have a vision when they set, and to just see if the foothold, like, you know it's a foothold, right? It's not a handhold, so put your foot there and see what your body does when you do that.
Come on. Woo. Yeah. So sick. Well done.
That was good.
So that's how the pro does it. Anna, thank you so much for joining today. I learned so much, and it was so cool to just learn about resilience, learn what it takes to be a pro climber, and see you just crush things.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thanks so much for making the trip up.
No, thank you for doing this collab with me. I like found you on Instagram and saw all your animations, and I'm pretty sure, like, I slid into your DMs. I was like, your animations are so cool, like, we should do a collab together. I feel like it'll be so fun to be creative and climb with you. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. I had seen her work, and I was like, when my account grows larger, I'm gonna message her, we're gonna do a really cool collab. And then you messaged me, and I was like, yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, play it cool. No,
no, it's gonna be awesome. Tomorrow, I'm gonna suffer, you're gonna be there for it, it's gonna be great.
That's gonna be on her channel, so go check it out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye.